A warm welcome to one and all. I am Rushali and you are watching Power Electronics and Application series. So, we have started studying choppers, that is a DC to DC converter, and in today's lecture or today's session we are going to learn about the first step down chopper, that is nothing but the buck converter. So we will see what are the flyback converters, then we will study the principle of step down chopper and then the working of buck converter. So these flyback converters are also known as switching regulators. They are used to convert unregulated DC input into controlled DC output at the desired voltage level. These flyback converters are known as a flyback as the inductive energy flyback action takes place in these type of converters. So they are classified as a buck converter, boost converter or buck boost converter. So according to the voltage levels, that is, if it is a step down, then this is a buck converter. If it is a step up, then boost converter, and step up and down both operations can be performed using buck boost converter. So the buck converter and boost converter are the basic topologies, and combination of these two are nothing but the buck boost converter. So before studying these buck converter, we have to understand the principle of step down chopper. Before studying boost converter, we need to know what is the principle of step up chopper. And before studying the buck boost converter, we should understand the principle of step up down chopper. In this video, we are going to learn the buck converter. Before that, we will start with the principle of up step down chopper. So the DC chopper consists of, in this figure you can see a power semiconductor device, that is a SCR, BJT, MOSFET, IGBT, etc., which works as a switch, which is highlighted in this figure. It also consists of an input DC power supply EDC, then the elements like RLC, etc., and the output load along with the freewheeling diode DF. So this is the configuration of step down chopper. It is capable of giving a maximum voltage that is slightly smaller than the input DC voltage. So E0 is less than EDC, which is known as the step down chopper. So the average output voltage across the load is controlled by varying on period and off period, or combinedly it is known as the duty cycle of the switch. The variation in the on-off periods of switch provides an output voltage with the adjustable average value. The power diode DF operates in the freewheeling mode to provide a path to the load current when the switch S is off. The smoothing inductor in the circuit filters out the ripples in the load current. The switch S is kept conducting for the period T on and is blocked for the period T off. During T on, what happens? The chopper is on and the supply terminals are connected to the load terminals. But during T off, the chopper is off and the load current flows through the freewheeling diode DF. As a result, load terminals are short circuited by this freewheeling diode and the load voltage is 0 during T off. In this manner, a chopped DC voltage is produced at the load terminals. The average load voltage E0 is given by this expression. E0 is equal to EDC T on upon T on plus off. So this T on is the on time of chopper, whereas the T off is the off time of the chopper. Now we will term our duty cycle as alpha, which is equal to T on upon T. So the E0 will be equal to EDC into T on upon T. This T is nothing but T on plus T off. So E0 can be given as EDC into, substituting as T on upon T equal to alpha, E0 is equal to EDC into alpha. Thus, the load voltage can be controlled by varying the duty cycle of the chopper. The output voltage in terms of chopping frequency is given as E0 is equal to T on upon T into EDC, as we have seen. So we know that 1 upon T is nothing but the F, that is the frequency. So E0 can also be given as T on into F into EDC. This is the chopping frequency. Thus the output voltage varies linearly with the duty cycle. It is therefore possible to control the output voltage in the range 0 to EDC, and if the switch S is a transistor, the base current will control the on and off period of the transistor switch, but if the switch is SCR, a commutation circuit is required to turn it off. So depending upon the power devices used as a switch, this operation varies. The average value of a load current is given by this expression I0 is equal to V upon R. Here V is nothing but E0, that is our output voltage, and we have seen that E0 is equal to alpha into EDC. So substituting the value of E0 is equal to alpha into EDC upon R, the effective RMS value of output voltage is given as E0 RMS, which is nothing but the square root of EDC square into T on upon T, which gives, taking the square root of this EDC square is nothing but EDC into T on upon T. Again, if you remember, what is this T on upon T? It is our duty cycle, that is alpha. So E0 RMS is given as EDC into root of alpha. Now we have studied the principle of step down chopper. Based on that, now we will learn what is the buck converter. So this is the circuit of buck converter, which produces average output voltage E0, which is less than the DC input voltage EDC. So as this EDC is greater than E0, this is a step down converter. By varying the duty ratio T on by T of this switch S, the average output voltage can be controlled. So the device T1 is switched on at time t is equal to 0. The supply current rises and flows through the path L, C and then load. Therefore, the inductor stores the energy during the T on period. During the interval when the device is on, the diode becomes reverse biased. The input provides energy to the load as well as to the inductor. At instant t is equal to T on, the device T1 is switched off. During the interval when the device is off, the inductor current flows through inductor L, then capacitor C, through load and then the freewheeling diode DF. Hence, the diode DF conducts. The output voltage fluctuations are very much diminished using the low pass filter, that is a L plus C combination. The corner frequency FC of this low pass filter is selected to be much lower than the switching frequency of our switch, thus essentially dominating the switching frequency ripple in the output voltage. The inductor current could be discontinuous depending upon two factors. One is switching frequency and another is filter inductance and capacitance. So in general, the voltage across inductor L is given by EL is equal to LdI by dt. During time t on, assuming that the inductor current rises linearly from I1 to I2, so which is given by EDC minus E0, which is equal to L di, that is nothing but the difference I2 minus I1 upon T on. Let us define the change in current I2 minus I1 as delta I, which is the peak to peak ripple current of L. So as we have this delta I is equal to I2 minus I1, substituting this value in the previous equation, we will get EDC minus E0 is equal to, putting I2 minus I1 is equal to delta I into L upon T on. Now rearranging this equation, the value of T on will be given as delta I into L upon this T on will go here and EDC minus E0 in denominator. So T on is given as delta I into L upon EDC minus E0. During the time T off, the inductor current falls linearly from I2 to I1. So minus E0 is equal to minus L delta I upon T off. So in this, the value of T off is given as, rearranging this, the minus sign will go, delta I into L upon E0. equating the values of delta I from above two equations, that is T on equation and T off equation, if we equate these two, we will get delta I is equal to EDC minus E0 upon L into T on from this equation and T off into E0 upon L from this equation. So EDC T on minus E0 T on is equal to T off E0. By equating these two and simplifying, we will get E0 T off plus E0 T on. So this term, if we put here, it will become positive, and then taking E0 common, T on plus T off, which is nothing but our T. So E0 into T, which is equal to EDC into T on, which gives the value of E0 as EDC into T on upon this T. Now let us define the duty ratio T on upon T is equal to alpha in the expression E0. So we will get E0 is equal to alpha into EDC, which we have seen already. Now by assuming a lossless circuit, the power given by P is equal to voltage into current. So EDC into IS at input side, E0 into I0 at output side. Now substituting the value of E0, which is alpha into EDC, we will get alpha into EDC into I0. Now average input current is given by IS is equal to alpha into I0. Switching period T can be calculated as T is equal to T on plus T off by substituting the values of T on and T off, which we have already calculated on the slide number 17. If you refer, then T will be given as, this is the value of T on and this is the value of T off. Now T is equal to 1 upon F, so the same expression will be for the 1 upon F value. Now rearranging this, we can find the value for delta I. So the equation for peak to peak ripple current is given as delta I is equal to E0 EDC minus E0 upon L into EDC into T, or which can be given as substituting the value of T as 1 upon F. So this will be the expression for peak to peak ripple current. Now dividing the numerator as well as denominator by EDC, we will get this expression. As we have defined alpha is equal to E0 upon EDC, by substituting the value in this expression, we will get delta I is equal to alpha into EDC 1 minus alpha upon F into L. The inductor current IL, by applying Kirchhoff's current law, is given as IL is equal to IC plus I0. But in this case, assuming that the load ripple current I0 is very small, so neglecting it, we will get delta IL is equal to delta IC. The average capacitor current, which for the duration T on by 2 plus T off by 2 is equal to T by 2. This is nothing but dividing T on plus T off is equal to T whole equation both sides by 2, which is given as IC is equal to delta I by 4. Now the capacitor voltage is expressed by this expression, and peak to peak ripple voltage of the capacitor is given by delta Vc is equal to Vc minus Vc for T is equal to 0, and integrating this expression over 0 to T by 2, we will get delta I into T upon 8C. Now substituting the value of T as a 1 upon Fc, we will get delta Vc is equal to delta I upon 8 Fc. Substituting the value of delta I, if you refer the slide number 20, which we have calculated the value of delta I, we will get delta Vc is equal to E0 into EDC minus E0 upon 8 LC F square EDC. Again, in terms of alpha, if we want the equation which is given as EDC alpha in bracket 1 minus alpha upon 8 LC F square. So this is about the buck converter, which uses the step down principle. Now talking about the features, it requires only one transistor. It is simple and it has a high efficiency greater than 90%. The inductor L limits the di by dt of load current, and it provides one polarity of output voltage and it unidirectional output current. This buck converter can be used in the regulated DC power supplies and DC motor speed control. So this is about the buck converter. In our next video, we are going to study the step up, that is the boost converter, as well as the step up down, that is the buck and boost converter. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe, and happy e-learning.